This is my Impreza story and I'm going to try and cover it in one take. So I needed a fast wagon. Bought a standard blue WRX wagon, got carried away, put silly coloured wheels on it, upgraded the brakes, different suspension, two-piece Godspeed discs. Obviously got a bit further carried away, got it remapped. And she served me well for many years. Then we had a bit of a break from Impreza ownership before Pig came on the scene, as it was effectively known. Pig was actually a track car and also my tow vehicle, as you can see here. We had many a fun track evening or track day over at Snetterton, me and the wife nailing it around. But it came a time where other vehicles we had changed and we needed to get rid of it. Skip forward a few years, new house, new garage, new Subaru. My first WRX type UK STI. She needed a bit of love and rocker cover gaskets and all the usual sorts of things you'd expect to have to do on an Impreza at this age. We even went to the scrapyard nearby and took a couple of donor parts from the old blue one we had. Anyway, tucked up in the garage, it's time to crack on with some maintenance jobs. Cam belt and water pump, there was no sort of recent history of that being done, so that was one of the first jobs we did on the car. But while we were in there, my OCD started playing up and I couldn't help myself. Started cleaning up bits and pieces. New bolts here and there, cleaning up all the covers, new caps, new powder coated bits, and just kind of got a little bit carried away. Anyway, dressed up the engine bay, loads of pairing bits, loads of little red touches, made it look really sweet. Really enjoyed driving this car. And there you can see an Impreza in its usual habitat, the petrol station, because let's be honest, they're not great on fuel. Anyway, as it goes with these 20-year-old cars, problems occur. Crossover pipe needed, the O-rings replacing, so all the inlet manifolds came off. That made my OCD play it more, retaping the wiring loom, aquablasting the TGV sort of deletes, new gaskets, new inlet manifolds, new rubber hoses where they'd all gone hard and perished, texture red powder coated the inlet manifold, just trying to make everything look as nice as it could. And as you can see here, looks mint under the engine bay. So that summer, you know, local car shows and stuff, plenty of driving about with the family, loads of nice trips out. And then it's time to start thinking about taking it off the road for some more severe work. As you can see here in my garage, fully jacked up with a load of parts removed. The main thing, like the Imprezas, they just love to rot around the back end, so I kind of ended up stripping the whole back end down, taking all the components off. There was a few little rust repairs to be done on the sills and stuff, which were done before I started stripping it by a local bodywork and classic car place, and just, you know, cleaning up everything as you go. The whole plan was to get it all back to bare metal underneath from sort of the rear of the sills backwards, whilst it was up on massive jack stands in the garage. All back to bare metal, as you can see here, lots of fun, dust suit, goggles, dust mask, various angle grinders and poly strip discs and stuff, taking all the original coatings off, making sure there was no rot anywhere, and then covering it all with rust encapsulating primer. Use the stuff from a company called Buzzweld actually, so give it a look. Wheel arches, yeah, sitting in a wheel arch for hours on end with various different grinders and poly strip discs, I can tell you now, is not that much fun. But the satisfaction when you sort of get it all looking as good as it does here, and you know, even with all the dirt and grime all over your face, you know, it is all worth it in the end. I just worked at it one section at a time really, and just, you know, plodded through, and every time I did a section I'd then put a coat of rust primer on, and the idea was once I'd done all the sections with one coat of primer I could then cover it all. So obviously the other thing you've got to do is restore all the components underneath, because, you know, if you make all the metalwork look good, you then got to make all the components look good. So things like the rear diff was stripped and rebuilt, you know, painted, all aluminium bits aquablasted, drive shafts were all cleaned up and repainted. That was actually done over Christmas, I think possibly even Christmas Day, in between family activities. One of the other issues with it, with the mileage and stuff, the centre diff was getting really tight, so I had the transfer case off the back of the engine, strip the centre diff, and that thing absolutely stank. So out with the old one, brand new genuine Subaru centre diff at a cost of over £500 put in. New gearbox mounts, all the subframes for the gearbox all powder coated, and new bolts or replated bolts in every location I could. So here you can see these past couple of pictures. Another couple of coats of rust primer was put on the whole thing, and then Buzzweld War, which is like a hydrophobic underbody coating, was then put on the rest of the car. Once that was done and it all set, I could then start putting components back on. New brake lines, new clips for the brake lines, billet mounts for the white line rear anti-roll bar, All the components all powder coated, keeping the sort of black and red theme that I liked in the engine bay. Petrol tank all cleaned up, and prop shaft all done as well. It really did get pretty extensive. And as you see here, there's all the sort of bolts and steel parts that I was going to reuse that I'd then given to a local platers to make it look good as well. I'll be honest, probably got way too carried away and spent more money than I should. Even more new parts in the way of knuckles and hubs and brake back plates, wheel bearings, all sorts really. The front, I didn't bought a new rear subframe, I forgot about that, just because I wasn't happy with how the old one was going to clean up. So T-bars, that's part of the diff holder, rear subframe setup, all new bushes, Super Pro bushes all round, the whole lot. And as you can see here, it was really coming together. All the brake calipers all around were fully stripped, rebuilt and painted by a good friend of mine at a local company, AirFX, and that meant we could then start assembling everything. New Tyne shocks with the original Pro Dry springs, all Godspeed brake discs and Carbon Lorraine RC5 pads on, 2-piece discs on the front, new brake lines all round, new brake fluid, obviously the front end was overhauled as well, Super Pro caster correction kit, just all sorts. And then you can see there I even went to the trouble of finding some nice red exhaust rubbers. This is on the ramp at my friend's garage once it was all built, having a 4-wheel alignment done just before it was MOT'd. And that was it. It was all back on the road and ready for the next summer show with my local car group, sitting here next to a very nice Evo 6 TME, and on the drive at home. Now she's in normal service. But that's about it really, and the problem is now she's done, I kind of feel like I'm ready for the next project. So have a look in the description, there's a link to the eBay ad.